Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Jeff here at Ferko Family Farm. If you're new to our channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and hit that bell. Stay alert when we release our new videos. All right guys, I'm back at it today with the trench here for the power for the wood stove. We let the water sit in it overnight, soften it up quite a bit. I'm hoping it helps out with the spud bar to break it down. We need to get it down several more inches so we can get some PVC pipe in here and run the power line. I don't have all the couplers and all the official pieces for the PVC pipe. I'm just going to use the parts and stuff that we have on hand on the farm. I know I do have some 1-inch PVC that we pulled out of the ground, or maybe it's 1/2 inch. I have to double check, but either way it'll work. It's up at the barn. We've got several pieces of that, I think 10-foot pieces, so we should have enough for this entire run. Now as far as the couplers to join the two PVC pipes together, I don't have any of those, so I'll probably end up using some sort of tape or nylon wrap or something around those just to hold them in place. Again, it doesn't have to be pretty, it's just for electric line, and biggest reason for the PVC pipe is just the stretch of driveway area here. Since it is going to be driven over with vehicles, I don't want it to compress and fray the power line and short that out as well, because that's kind of the issue we're running into with the existing line now. We're going to go ahead and start digging this out, but before I do that I got to run and do chores real quick, so I figured you guys can follow along and we'll get those knocked out. Good job. Let's get your board up. You got food. Have to come back and do your water. Good morning, geese. How you doing? Chuck, Patty, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All right, now that we're done doing the chores, we need to start focusing on this trench. It's a good bit of digging that we got to do. It's pretty rough still because there's so much rock in here. It's going to take quite a bit of work with the spud bar to bust up the ground. We do have one little setback though. We have this piece of cement that's in here. It's like triangle shape. That comes from the sidewalk down here. It actually flares out. That's been buried under the ground. Didn't know it existed till now. So we have two options with that. We could rather go underneath it, or if we can't go underneath it, which that's my preferred method, then we're gonna have to bust it up. So I'm gonna have to grab a sledgehammer or something and bust that cement up
not looking forward to doing that, but you know, we have to do it in order to trench this properly. So I'm gonna work on getting this trenched out, but instead of keeping the cameras rolling and having you guys watch every tedious step of this again like the last video, I think we're just gonna go ahead and skip to when we got it dug out. Ready?
There we go. So we got the trench dug out. It's actually the next day. I was able to dig down and get this down to where we need it. I also ran out to the hardware store, and instead of trying to repurpose some of that 1-inch old PVC pipe I have, I picked up some of this 1/2-inch PVC pipe. It's a little graded a little better to be buried out here. And then I also picked up, I thought I had some electric line enough to do this, but we didn't. So I went ahead and picked up a 50-foot roll of wire here. Now this is graded for exterior use, outdoor wire. The only other stuff I had was indoor wire, so it actually worked out that I had to get this. This is the proper things to get. We're just gonna go ahead, I'm gonna lay down the conduit down through here. We're gonna pull the wire through it, and then we'll be able to bury the line, be able to put all this dirt that took us several days to get out, put it right back in this trench, and then we'll be able to terminate it on both ends to get power back to the wood stove. I went ahead, I don't have a heat gun, excuse me, I don't have a heat gun, but I used a torch. You can see I burnt a little bit here, but what I did is I softened up this particular conduit and gave it a little bit of a bend. That incorporates this little bit of a change in direction here. Bent there, and then it goes pretty straight down there, and then I had to do another piece for the corner. So it comes in, and where it goes underneath there, I did the same thing. I kind of made a 90 here, a little bit hot because we had a torch instead of a heat gun. But we use this, and this should give us a general idea where everything stands here. So we should be able to connect this down to that and lay it in there. Just got to pull that other line a little bit tighter, connect those two pieces there, and that's the conduit. All right guys, now that I got all the plumbing or the piping here, conduit roughed in, and then I went back through and I glued all the joints so it's all secure, one big piece. Before I bury it, I do want to get the line pulled through it. The reason why I don't want to bury it right away is because in case the line gets stuck, or we have any kind of kink or some issue where I have to get to it and cut that pipe, I don't want to undig it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this line here that I have, and we're going to just take a little piece of plastic bag, just a little piece of grocery bag that I had. We're just gonna tie that on here to the end and make a little pole, I guess, that we can put in the end of the pipe, and I'll go on the other end of the pipe and I'll put a vacuum on it, and the goal is to suck this line all the way through. And then what we'll do is we'll tie this end onto the electric line on that end, and then come from this end, and we should be able to pull it back through. Should be able to, that's the goal. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna run this through here real quick. All right, so I pulled it tight, just kind of put it through that loop. Pull this down nice and tight. Now what I want to do is I'm going to take this, and we're going to take it right in this pipe here. I'm just going to shove it right up in there.
And the goal is to get the vacuum, and we're just gonna suck that down in, pull it through the other end. But first I need to undo some slack here on this. All right, I'm gonna walk over to the vacuum here. All right, got the line in. Let's just get the vacuum. Let's see if we can get this thing sucked up. Don't know if that's working at all. It should be through already, you would think. Is it getting caught? Is that holding it up? Let's see. How far did we get? Started here. Didn't get very far at all. So it's like we're not creating a good suction, maybe? Grab a piece of tape here. See if that works. So it's definitely creating a suction. What if we just got rid of the bag? Let's take this bag off here for now. See what happens if we just put this through. Seems to be feeding. All right, let's go see if it's there now. Not quite yet. There we go. All right, let me get down here. All right. Man, this is hard to pull. If I keep tension on it, I can feel when you're pushing it. There we go. Oop. All right, so I have a hole that's down right here. Perfect. All right, guys. Finally got the wire buried. It's in the conduit on both sides. Jerry did a good job helping me. I probably would have never been able to pull that myself because of the tension. So between her and I, we got it pulled out. Now we have the wire in here, ready to be terminated into the junction box. We also have the wire inside of the shed. One thing I probably want to do on the shed side is I'm going to put a junction box inside the shed to wire that before we wire it into the breaker box. And I may put a GFCI on that as well, just to make sure if anything trips, we don't have an issue blowing out this burner. But either way, this is all done. Now we get to go back and finally fill this trench back in, get all the dirt pulled over, and get that filled in. All right, guys, and just like that, we've got the line ran. Feels good to finally have that thing buried and pulled through on both ends. Now we just need to get back in here, go into the shed, put in a junction box and tie that into the breaker box. I need to pick up a new 15 amp breaker. The one I have is the wrong brand, so I need to return that and grab a new one. And then we just need to splice it into the junction box here. Turn the breaker on, we should have power and ready to go. Whew. All right, we'll have to pick that up on the next video. I'm about burnt out today, but at least we got it all buried. There's a little bit of a mound here, and I left that so that as it naturally settles, it'll flatten out a little bit more here. So, all right, guys, well, I appreciate everyone following to the end of today's video. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button down below. It means a lot to us here at Ferko Family Farm. Until next time, guys, we'll see you later.